What is up, my fellow Echo, Green Echo here. So today I'm gonna teach you guys 3 best decks to win the Holiday Hogs challenge. So basically, right before that, I just want to ask you guys to make sure to click the subscribe button if you like any parts of this video, as I'm aiming for 250 subscribers. I really appreciate each and every single one of your support. So without further ado, let's click the information right here. Hogs spawn into the arena from both King Towers. Build a deck with Mother Witch and curse more Hogs into the arena. 3 losers and you're out, but you still have a chance to restack the losses and keep the progress. So basically, this Holiday Hogs challenge is so similar to the Hog Race challenge, and when I was reading the event information right here, I'm thinking of 2 things. Firstly, it is really similar to the Hog Race challenge, and second of all, you can't really use all the swarms and stuff like that, example like Skeleton Army, Minion Hog, cause the Mother Witch is gonna turn all of them into piggies, so it's really scary card right here if you use swarms. So basically, all 3 best decks right here, I'm not gonna use any swarms or stuff like that. It's not gonna be in all 3 decks. So let's jump into the first deck. So basically, this deck is a standard average elixir cost of 3.8 elixir deck. So as you can see here, we have the standard Mother Witch. So as you can see in the information right there, there's stated that you need a Mother Witch inside all of the decks that you are using. So basically, all 3 best decks, you have a Mother Witch. So without further ado, here we have a Mother Witch. So basically, if your opponent suddenly uses a swarms, example like a Minion Horde, Minions, or any swarms like Skeleton Barrel, or like all the things that have a lot of troops in one card, you can use the Mother Witch to spawn and also make all of them into piggies. So next up, we have Musketeer right here to defend against the air troops. But if the air troop of the opponents is like a Minion Horde, just drop down your Mother Witch. It's gonna be fine, cause all the minions is gonna turn into piggies. But if your opponent just drop like example a balloon, just drop down a musketeer or inferno tower, any way you like. These 2 are just a defensive card towards your opponent's cards. So next up, we have Valkyrie for the swarms, or if you don't have Valkyrie in your rotation, you can use Firecracker as well. It's all good. So next up, we have Princess as well to be a lock baity card and also a card to defend of all pushes. So this will be another good card as well. Next up, we have a really mini tank right here. It is a really underestimated card, but this card, it will be really effective in the Hog Race challenge as it will defeat all the piggies. Lastly, we have Fireball for all 3 best decks. Why I do that is because the Fireball can completely counter the Mother Witch. So if your opponent drops down Mother Witch from the back of the tower, you can get value, double value by doing damage to the tower and also doing damage to the Mother Witch. So you can conquer the Mother Witch and also do some damage to the tower. This will be the first deck. Hopefully you guys like this deck. Let's jump to the second deck. I'll basically use this deck when the challenge comes out because this deck is most suitable for me because it will have Giant Skeleton when your opponent have a big push. So if you want to be a defensive player throughout this challenge, you can use throughout this 4.0 average elixir cost Giant Skeleton modified Mother Witch deck. So basically, you have Giant Skeleton and Tornado to create a really massive damage towards your opponent's push. If your opponents drop down like a breach spam deck, example like a battle ram with bandit together with minion horde or stuff like that, just really random stuff, you can just drop down the Giant Skeleton to start the push and also Tornado to put everything to the center of the bomb and just boom, and everything will just fall into pieces. They're not gonna do any damage towards your tower. So next up, we have again the Fireball to defeat against the Mother Witch and do double value if they put it at beside the tower or behind the tower. So we have Knight again. So basically, we have Knight, Fireball and Mother Witch to do the same exact purposes during the whole challenge. So basically, Knight will be a mini tank once again. So next up, we have a cheaper option for a building, that is the cannon. So what the cannon does is to defend against the piggies and also the pushes and also Mother Witch or stuff like that. So basically, this will be a cheaper option for building side, but it will still be effective throughout this whole challenge. Next up, we have Bowler, which is another really effective card once your opponent have things like a Royal Hogs. Example, if they put a Royal Hog in their deck, you can put a Bowler to stop all the pushes by pushing all the troops back using the rock or whatever the Bowler is holding on. So basically, this is the purposes of the Bowler. Hunter for tank buster. So basically, Hunter will be a really good choice as well against all the air troops. But again, as I said just now, if your opponent drops down like a Minion Horde or something like that, you feel free to drop down a Mother Witch. If your opponent drops down a Skeleton Army, be sure to don't put anything defensive, example like a Tornado or Bowler. Just straight away put down a Mother Witch once your opponent drops down swarms or something like that. So basically, at the same time, you also need to defend against all the Royal Hogs coming in your way as it spawns from both sides of the arena. So all of these troops will be really effective for this situation. So last but not least, we have the last deck, which is kind of like a BT Loon Cycle deck, but I've modified it to the point where the Mother Witch will still use her own potential. So basically, this is the deck. Next up, we have Firecracker to stop all the pushes because it kind of works as the same purposes as the Princess. Basically acts as a lock baity card. So basically this is what Firecracker does to stop all the push of the opponents. So basically next up we have Balloon. First, when I create this deck, I want to put a freeze instead of the flying machine, but when I think back, I think that the Fireball, it's able to support the Balloon for enough power. You don't need to have a freeze cause it will be too expensive for the deck as well. So you will drop down Balloon and also Fireball as a supporting card, and at the same time the Fireball can deal damage against the Mother Witch as well, as I say on my past 2 decks. So next up we have Barbarian Barrel for Swarm. So as you can see here, Barbarian Barrel will be a really effective deck towards push, while you can pair up with the Firecracker to stop the push. Basically you have another building here, which is Bomb Tower. So Bomb Tower will be a really good card as well to deal against the opponent's troops with the splash damage that the tower has. So basically what you can do is to drop down Bomb Tower with Firecracker to stop any pushes, or you can drop down a mini defensive combo right here, which is the Firecracker together with the Barbarian Barrel to stop a mini push from the opponent's tower. So basically you have Electro Wizard as well to stop all the Sparkies and stuff like that, or also you can drop Electro Wizard to one-shot all the minion hearts or make it half-life so that the Mother Witch can finish it off by transforming all the things into Piggy and just deal damage towards your opponent's tower. And yeah, Flying Machine, you'll be a cheaper option rather than the Cannon card. So basically I'm supposed to add a freeze and also a Cannon card into this deck, but when I modified it, I found that this tool will be a more effective card to use in this deck. So Flying Machine will be a cheaper option of a Flying Cannon. So basically this will be all 3 best decks, guys. If you like any of these decks, make sure to click the like button and also comment down below what other decks you recommend for me and also for others to learn from. So basically this is the video, guys, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.